All right, so get ready because today we are going deep, really deep into a book that's basically a legend at this point,
Mm.
Think and Grow Rich,
Mhm.
by Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
And we've got a chapter-by-chapter outline to help us along the way.
Okay.
And trust me, this isn't just some motivational fluff.
Right.
We're talking about actionable insights that have seriously helped tons of people
Absolutely.
achieve some pretty major success.
What's so fascinating about Think and Grow Rich
Yeah,
is that it's not just telling you to, think positive and hope for the best.
right.
It like really dives into the nitty-gritty of how our minds work,
Yeah.
how our beliefs actually end up shaping our reality,
Mhm.
and how we can actually rewire our thinking for success.
That's what makes it so timeless.
Totally.
So, chapter 1, it kind of throws down the gauntlet right away
Yeah.
with this idea of burning desire.
Right,
It's
yeah.
not just wishing for something.
Right.
It's that,
Huh?
deep down can't stop thinking about it, kind of craving.
Yeah.
That fuels, actual action.
His point is that without that kind of intense desire,
Right.
you're probably going to fizzle out at the first sign of any kind of difficulty.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to start a business,
Yeah.
but if your desire is just kind of lukewarm,
Right.
any little obstacle is going to make you want to throw in the towel.
Sure.
But if it's like a burning fire,
Yes.
you're going to find a way to push through those tough times.
It's almost like that fire is what separates a fleeting
Right.
wish from a goal you're really committed to.
Exactly.
So I guess the question is, thinking about your goals, what makes them more than just wishes?
Absolutely.
What makes you keep pushing, even when things get tough?
That's the key.
Yeah.
And speaking of pushing through tough times, Chapter 2 goes into this idea of faith.
Okay.
And I don't mean faith in a religious sense.
Right.
It's about having that belief deep down
Right.
that you can actually achieve what you set out to do. Almost like knowing it's just a matter of time before it happens.
This is where Hill brings in visualization
Yes.
and suggests that, by really vividly picturing ourselves achieving our goals, we actually strengthen that belief.
Totally.
It's like athletes who visualize themselves winning a race.
Yeah.
It helps them train harder,
Yep.
perform better,
Mhm.
and ultimately increases their chances of actually winning.
It's like creating that blueprint for success in your mind.
Yeah.
Have you ever used visualization before a big presentation
Oh, yeah.
or, a really challenging task?
Of course.
I mean, that mental rehearsal,
Right.
you can make a huge difference in how you approach the situation.
Absolutely.
And how you perform under pressure.
Totally.
Big believer in that.
Now, chapter 3 gets into this concept called autosuggestion.
Yeah,
And let's be honest, it sounds kind of fancy.
it does.
But it's really about the power of self-talk
Right.
and how we can basically rewire our thinking by consistently feeding our minds positive affirmations.
Hill was way ahead of his time on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about consciously choosing
Right.
the thoughts that we allow into our minds and recognizing that those thoughts actually have a real impact
Yeah.
on our actions
Yes.
and our outcomes.
He even suggests repeating affirmations like, I am successful.
Yes.
Or something specific to your goal, like let's say I am confident and engaging when I speak in public, if that's your challenge.
Uh-huh.
Do you use affirmations or any kind of positive self-talk in your own life?
I do, and I find it super helpful
Yeah.
for staying focused and motivated.
Uh-huh.
It's like creating this positive feedback loop in your mind.
Totally.
The more you believe in yourself,
Right.
the more likely you are to take action,
Yeah.
persevere through challenges,
Mhm.
and then ultimately achieve what you set out to do.
Okay, so chapters 1 through 3 really lay the foundation for that success mindset.
Yeah.
Desire, belief, and rewiring your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Then chapter 4 kind of shifts gears a bit
Yeah.
and focuses on the importance of specialized knowledge.
Right.
It's not just about knowing a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
It's about becoming an expert in something that really matters to you.
I mean, in a world that is overflowing with information,
Totally.
it's that specialized knowledge that sets you apart.
Uh-huh.
Think about like a chef, for example.
Yeah.
Their mastery of a specific cuisine, their unique techniques, their flavors,
Sure.
that's what makes them so sought after.
Right.
They've carved out a niche,
Mm-hmm.
and that expertise is valuable.
It's about becoming that, go-to person in your field,
Absolutely.
the one people seek out for their expertise. So what area of expertise are you passionate about developing?
Oh, that's a good question.
Where could you really become
Well,
indispensable?
that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right?
But speaking of creating something valuable, Chapter 5 dives into the power of imagination, calling it the workshop of the mind.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hill was convinced that imagination fuels innovation.
Mm,
It's where ideas are born, where solutions are crafted.
right.
Without it, we'd be stuck in the status quo,
Totally.
unable to solve problems or envision a better future.
He uses the example of inventors, and it's true. They
Yeah.
imagine a gadget,
Yeah,
a solution to a problem that doesn't even exist yet.
right.
It starts as like a mental picture,
Uh-huh.
but with dedication, it becomes a tangible reality.
Does.
What kind of ideas are you nurturing in your own workshop of the mind?
That's what I love about this book.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
constantly prompting you to think bigger,
Yeah.
to tap into that creative potential,
Right.
and to see the possibilities
Mm.
that exist beyond the limitations of, the present moment.
It's super inspiring.
It is.
But Hill also reminds us in Chapter 6 that imagination is just the first step.
Okay,
We need to take action.
of course.
And that requires organized planning. Even the most brilliant ideas
Yeah.
will fizzle out without a solid plan for execution.
It's like having a blueprint for a dream house,
Yeah,
but no construction crew, no materials, no timeline.
right.
You need that roadmap, that
Mhm.
step-by-step guide to bring your vision to life.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels.
He uses the example of someone with a great business idea,
Right.
but no plan.
Yeah,
Passion and energy can only take you so far
it's true.
without a clear strategy.
Yeah.
They're likely to waste time, resources,
Uh-huh.
and ultimately get discouraged.
Exactly.
So thinking about your own goals,
Yeah.
are there any that need a more solid plan to become a reality?
That's the question.
What's the first step you need to take to make that happen?
Yeah, that's where the rubber meets the road.
Right.
It's about translating those big ideas
Mm-hmm.
into concrete actions.
Yeah.
And that brings us to Chapter 7,
Okay.
where Hill tackles a problem that plagues so many of us:
Okay.
indecision. He saw it as a major obstacle to success.
Uh-huh.
And I think he's right on.
Absolutely.
Indecision can be paralyzing.
It can.
Hill believed that making, quick and decisive choices
Right.
is crucial for seizing opportunity
Yeah.
and moving forward confidently.
Absolutely.
Hesitation,
Yeah.
second-guessing,
Yeah.
that desire for perfection,
Mm-hmm.
it can all lead to missed chances.
Yeah.
Think about a job seeker who keeps, overthinking every opportunity.
Right.
They might miss out on something amazing
Totally.
simply because they couldn't make up their mind.
It's almost like that saying, perfect is the enemy of good.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just got to trust your gut.
You do.
Make a decision and just go for it.
Right.
Of course, it's not about being reckless,
No.
but learning to balance
Yes.
gathering information with taking action.
Absolutely.
How do you deal with indecision?
It depends.
Are you more prone to overthinking?
Sometimes.
Or are you just a jump right in kind of person?
I try to find a balance, but I definitely lean towards overthinking.
Me too.
So Hill's emphasis on decisiveness,
Yeah.
it really resonated with me.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of qualities that, contribute to success,
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 8 dives into one that's totally essential:
Okay.
persistence.
Oh, yeah.
It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up
Right.
when things get tough.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Every successful person has faced setbacks, challenges,
Yep,
moments of doubt.
absolutely.
It's persistence,
It is.
that unwavering determination to keep going
Mhm.
that allows them to push through and ultimately achieve what they set out to do.
It's so true.
He uses the example of a writer facing rejection after rejection,
Oh, yeah.
which I can totally relate to.
Okay.
It'd be so easy to just give up.
Right.
But it's that refusal to be defeated
Uh-huh.
that often leads to a breakthrough.
Often does.
What keeps you going when you're facing challenges?
That's a good question.
What's that inner drive that fuels your persistence?
Well, I think it's different for everyone,
Yeah.
but it's a question we all need to ask ourselves.
Absolutely.
Because the road to success, let's
Yeah.
be honest,
Yeah.
it's rarely smooth sailing.
No, definitely not.
It's about learning to weather the storms,
Mm-hmm.
to adjust your sails,
Right.
and to keep moving forward,
Yeah.
even when the wind is against you.
Love that analogy.
And that brings us to Chapter 9,
Okay.
where Hill introduces a concept he calls the mastermind principle.
Mastermind. Okay.
This is all about the power of surrounding yourself
Uh-huh.
with a supportive network
Yeah.
of like-minded individuals
Right.
who can help you grow, learn, and achieve more
Right.
than you could on your own.
Hill was a big believer in this idea that a group of minds working together
Oh, yeah.
can achieve far more than the sum of its parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating synergy,
It is.
where each member contributes their unique skills, knowledge, and perspective
Absolutely.
to help the group as a whole succeed. So powerful.
He uses the example of a group of entrepreneurs
Yeah.
who meet regularly to share ideas, brainstorm solutions,
Right.
support each other through the ups and downs of building a business.
Makes sense.
It's about creating that mastermind alliance
Mm-hmm.
where everyone benefits from the collective wisdom and experience of the group.
Totally.
So, thinking about your own journey,
Yeah.
who are the people you consider part of your mastermind group?
That's a good one.
Are there people you could connect with to create that kind of supportive network?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
It is.
Is.
It is. Welcome back to our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
All right.
We've been, exploring these foundations of success from
Right.
that burning desire to specialized knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting into some of the more,
Okay.
I guess you could say, nuanced,
Yeah.
even a little mysterious aspects of Hill's philosophy.
It's like we're leveling up
Yeah.
our understanding of success, right?
Right.
We got the mindset, the knowledge, the plan. Now we're going deeper.
Yes.
Like into the subconscious, even the intuitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And chapter 10 kind of kicks off this next level
Okay.
with a concept Hill calls sex transmutation,
Sex transmutation.
which I know can raise some eyebrows.
Yeah.
But remember, he's not talking about anything
Right.
inappropriate here.
Yeah, he's using sex in a more broad sense to describe that raw, primal energy and drive
Mm-hmm.
we usually associate with, well, sex.
Yeah.
But his point is that
Yeah.
this powerful energy
Yeah.
can be channeled or transmuted
Right.
into other creative pursuits.
It's like saying we all have this incredible force within us.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of letting it, control us,
Uh-huh.
we can consciously direct it
Right.
towards something positive, something that fuels our growth
Yeah.
and helps us achieve our goals.
So instead of just thinking about it in a purely physical sense,
Right.
think about like an artist
Yeah.
who pours their heart and soul into their work, or an entrepreneur who works tirelessly to build their dream. They're tapping into that same wellspring of energy,
Right.
but they're directing it towards something that creates, something that builds.
Exactly.
It's a fascinating concept,
It is.
and it challenges us to look at our own motivations.
Totally.
What are those deep-seated desires driving us?
Right.
How can we harness that energy and use it to fuel our passions,
Mm-hmm.
our work, our purpose?
Big question.
It's like taking that raw energy and turning it into fuel for a rocket ship,
I like that.
propelling you toward your goals.
Yeah.
And speaking of powerful forces, Chapter 11 dives into the realm of the subconscious mind,
Ooh, the subconscious.
which honestly feels like a whole universe in itself.
It really does.
Hill was totally convinced that the subconscious mind
Yeah.
plays a huge role in shaping our reality. It influences our beliefs, our actions,
Uh-huh.
ultimately our level of success.
Yeah, he wasn't just speculating.
Right.
He was drawing on, real psychological insights,
Yeah.
even though the field was still pretty new back then.
He uses this great analogy of the
Exactly.
subconscious mind being like a garden.
Okay, I like that.
If you constantly plant seeds of doubt,
Ah.
fear,
Yeah.
negativity,
Right.
guess what? Those are the things that will take root and grow.
Of course.
But if you plant seeds of positivity, belief, and possibility,
Right.
well, those will flourish too.
It's such a powerful image.
It is.
And the key takeaway here is that we're not just passive recipients
Right.
of our thoughts and beliefs.
Mm.
We actually have the power to choose what we cultivate
Right.
in our subconscious minds.
It's like we're the gardeners
We are.
of our own mental landscape.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how do we tend to this garden?
Right.
Well,
Halatail was a big advocate for affirmations, inspiring stories, uplifting thoughts, anything that nourishes those positive seeds. He believed that by doing so, we can actually reprogram our subconscious
yes.
to work in our favor.
Now, I know this might sound a bit to some,
Right.
but there's actually a growing body of scientific evidence
There is.
to support the idea
Yeah.
that our thoughts and beliefs can have a really profound impact
Yeah.
on our physical and mental well-being.
We know stress, anxiety, negativity,
Right.
those things take a toll on our bodies.
You do.
So it's not just about feeling good. It's about creating a positive internal environment that supports our overall health and success.
Absolutely.
And that's where chapter 12 gets really interesting.
Okay.
Exploring this idea that the brain is like a broadcasting and receiving station.
A broadcasting and receiving station.
Hill believed that we are constantly transmitting and receiving thoughts, ideas, emotions, and these transmissions have a real impact on a world around us.
It's true.
Think about how a leader's optimism can energize a whole team.
Yeah.
Or how someone's negativity can bring everyone down.
Absolutely.
It's like we're all walking around emitting these invisible signals that can either uplift or drain the people around us.
And it's not just about other people either.
Right.
I mean, if we're constantly broadcasting negativity to ourselves, well, that's going to affect our own energy and motivation too.
So the key takeaway here is to be mindful of what we're putting out there, both to ourselves and to the world.
That's a good point.
Are we transmitting signals of hope, encouragement, possibility, or are we just dragging everyone down with doubt and fear?
That's the question.
It's a powerful concept.
It is.
Makes you realize that our thoughts are more than just fleeting things in our head.
Right.
They have real power, real influence. And speaking of powerful forces, Chapter 13 takes us into the realm of intuition.
Intuition.
Which Hill calls the sixth sense.
Interesting.
He believed that intuition is a source of wisdom that goes beyond our logical mind.
It's that gut feeling.
Yeah.
That inner voice.
Right.
That sometimes knows things our conscious minds haven't figured out yet.
We've all had those moments where something just feels right or wrong, even if we can't explain it logically.
I know exactly what you mean.
Hill believed we should learn to trust those intuitive nudges, even if they go against, conventional wisdom or our own initial doubts.
He uses the example of an entrepreneur who has a really strong intuition about a business opportunity.
Yeah.
But their logical mind is, like, hesitant.
You're right.
And they might talk themselves out of it.
Totally.
Even though deep down they know it's the right move.
It's about learning to listen to that inner voice, trust our instincts, and to have the courage to act on those insights, even when we can't fully explain them.
There's a growing body of research.
There is.
That suggests intuition isn't just some, like, mystical thing.
Right.
It's actually our subconscious minds. Processing information and patterns that our conscious minds aren't even aware of.
So it's not about throwing logic out the window.
No.
It's about recognizing that intuition can be a valuable source of information and guidance, especially when we're making those important decisions.
Right.
Now, we've covered a lot of ground in these last few chapters.
We have.
We've gone deep into the subconscious, explored the power of intuition, even tackled that idea of transmuting our primal energy into creative force.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
But Hill's not done yet.
Right.
He still has more to share about the practical side of achieving success. I'm ready for the next level.
You got it.
We've got the mindset, the beliefs, the energy. Now, how do we turn all that into concrete results?
Well, that's what we'll be exploring in the final chapters.
Okay, great.
We're going to talk about organized planning, decisiveness, persistence, and how all these principles come together to create a roadmap for achieving our goals.
Awesome.
Stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion of our deep dive.
Okay, so we are back for the last part of our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich.
We are.
We've explored, the mindset, the subconscious, the whole power of intuition.
Right.
Now it's time to kind of, bring it all together.
Yes.
Talk about how we turn those big dreams into actual concrete results.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Right.
We can have all the desire and the belief and the energy in the world, but without action, it's just potential.
It is.
And that's where chapter 14 comes in.
Okay.
With Hill's emphasis on organized planning.
It sounds basic, but I think this is where people get tripped up.
I think so too.
They have the amazing idea, the passion, but then they get overwhelmed by the how-to.
Right. Like, how do I actually make this happen?
Exactly.
Hill makes a great point that even the most brilliant idea, it's still just an idea without a solid plan to execute it.
It's like having all the ingredients for a gourmet meal, but no recipe.
Exactly. You might end up with a big mess instead of a masterpiece.
So what is the recipe for success according to Hill?
Well, he gives us a really detailed framework for creating an effective plan.
Okay.
And it starts with setting those clear objectives. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful.
Right.
You got to define what success actually looks like for you.
What does that mean for you?
Right.
If I
And you break it down
Okay.
into smaller, more manageable steps.
Makes sense.
It's like, climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
If you just focus on the summit the whole time, it can feel impossible.
Right. Too much.
But if you break it down into, base camps with clear milestones along the way, it becomes much more achievable.
It's all about creating that roadmap, like that step-by-step guide to get you from where you are now to where you want to be.
Exactly.
And it's not just about, the big picture.
Right.
It's also about those daily actions.
Absolutely.
Like the habits, the routines that actually move you closer to those goals.
All those little things add up.
They do.
And that brings us to chapter 15.
Okay.
Which focuses on the power of decision.
Okay.
Hill was very clear.
Yeah.
Indecision is a major obstacle to success.
It can be.
He believed that making quick, decisive choices is crucial for seizing those opportunities and moving forward with confidence.
This is something I struggle with personally, all that overthinking and second-guessing.
I get it.
But Hill's point is that hesitation often stems from fear, from doubt, from that desire for perfection that just paralyzes us.
We've all been there. But, he's not saying we should just rush into things blindly.
Right.
It's about finding that balance between gathering enough information to make a good decision and not letting fear just, stop us from taking action.
It's like that old saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just got to trust your gut.
You do.
Make a decision and go.
And be willing to adjust course along the way.
Exactly. Learn from your successes and your mistakes.
But the important thing is to keep moving forward.
Yes.
Which brings us to chapter 16.
Okay.
This chapter focuses on maybe the most crucial quality for achieving any worthwhile goal.
What is it?
Persistence.
Persistence. Oh, yeah.
This is where Hill drives home that success is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
That's so true.
There will be setbacks and challenges and moments where you just want to give up.
Totally.
But it's that persistence, that unwavering determination to keep going no matter what, that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who just give up.
He uses this analogy of a sculptor chipping away at a block of stone.
Oh, nice.
It takes, countless strikes, each one gradually shaping the stone into that, desired form. Same is true for achieving our goals.
Absolutely.
It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it.
That is.
Taking those small, consistent actions that lead to big results.
And Hill believed that persistence is like a muscle. That you can strengthen over time.
So the more we practice it, the better we get at it.
Exactly. The better we get at enduring setbacks. Overcoming adversity, staying focused on our goals.
So true.
And it's not just about, gritting our teeth and pushing through. It's also about learning to embrace the challenges. To see them as opportunities for growth. And to use them to fuel our determination.
I like that.
So next time you hit a roadblock, remember Hill's words. Persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel.
Wow, that's a good one.
It's what gives us the strength and resilience to keep going.
Even when things get tough.
Even when things get tough.
Now in the final chapter, chapter 17.
Okay, the grand finale.
Hill brings all of these principles together. And presents them as like this roadmap for success. He emphasizes that they aren't just, isolated concepts. They're all interconnected pieces.
It all works together.
That work together to create like this powerful force for positive change.
Like a symphony orchestra.
Yes, exactly.
Each instrument has its own unique sound. But when they all play together in harmony, they create something truly magnificent.
Hill believed that anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances, their current level of success can achieve their dreams by applying these principles with diligence and determination.
It's all about taking action.
He reminds us that success isn't a destination, it's a journey.
So true.
It's a constant process of growth, learning, and self-discovery.
A never-ending process.
The most important thing is to just keep moving forward.
Keep going.
Embrace those challenges. And never give up on the pursuit of a life filled with purpose and meaning.
Well said.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Think and Grow Rich,
It's been quite a journey.
We encourage you to go back and revisit these principles, reflect on their meaning, and think about how you can apply them to your own life.
Remember, you have the power to create your own success.
You do.
You have the power to achieve your goals.
Yes.
You have the power to think and grow rich.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time.
Keep thinking big.
Keep dreaming bold, and keep taking action towards the life you really want.